Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. You're probably wondering, where have I been? And I can't wait to tell you everything that's been going on with me, good and bad. But just to start off for some introductions, my name is Siobhan. I'm the founder of Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. If this is your first time, then welcome. If it's not, then welcome back, sis. But yeah, it's been some months since I've been in front of the camera. Y'all probably wondering where you been. You've been MIA, girl. You know, you were so consistent. What happened? And I'm going to explain it to y'all in this video. So, as you may know, and some people probably don't know, I am finishing up my master's in clinical mental health counseling, and it's been a really good journey thus far. However, this past semester that just passed whooped my butt. Like, from January to May, it was the most rigorous, strenuous months I've ever experienced in my graduate career. So I had to step back from YouTube, and it hurt me because, if you know me, I am somewhat of a perfectionist, but I'm also very consistent, and I'm a very loyal person. So at one point I was putting out videos every week to every 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks if I was just slipping. But this time I just had to put YouTube on the back burner to take care of me. And like I said, it ate me up because I'm a very consistent person. But God had to just show me, like, you know, what comes first, and I had to learn how to prioritize. And I think YouTube is very important, but I think school, my physical well-being, my mental well-being, emotional well-being, I don't know if I said mental already, spiritual, all of that was more important than YouTube. I had to take care of myself. But yeah, just a little backstory. January to May is one semester in my graduate program, and in that semester I was working full-time, like my actual job, 40 hours. I was in graduate school full-time on top of getting hours for my internship. So when I say I was booked and busy, y'all, I was booked and busy. And at one point I felt like I was okay, I could manage it, but then I started to run out of fumes by March, and that's when everything really just started to plummet. So it was some great things going on at that time, but it was also a lot of stressful things. Like, some of the great things, I went to a wedding in January. It was awesome. February was amazing. I had speaking engagements in March, April, and May. And I really just kind of had to fake my way through it, because that was the time where I was the most stressed and I wasn't feeling good, but God graced me. But middle of March is when I got sick. And I got sick because of a lot of stress and anxiety that I was experiencing. And it's so ironic, as a clinician, or a clinician in training, as a mental health worker and student, to learn about stress and anxiety, but when it happens to you, you're almost in denial or in shock that it's happening to you. So I pretty much had all the symptoms of anxiety and stress, which was irritation, insomnia, rapid heartbeat, fatigue, just all of the symptoms, if you look it up, I was experiencing. But for some reason it didn't click to me that that's what I was going through. So mid-March, I remember I got sick, and when I say my sickness lasts for 2 months, I'm not lying to you. And it was the scariest thing ever, because I've never been sick that long. And that's when I learned that stress can kill you. Like, I knew that, but when it happened to me personally during that time, it was the scariest thing. And so I thought that I was practicing self-care pretty well. You know, I trimmed off a lot off my schedule. I scaled back from the activities that I was doing and my friends, like outings that I would have with my friends. But I guess that it wasn't enough. And so one thing I learned, that it's important to know what you can carry and what you can't in terms of your workload. So some people can breeze through full-time school, full-time work, internship, and still managing to have a social life. But for me, these past few months showed me that that was way too much on my plate. You know, we like to be superwoman and superwomen, and we like to be real strong and tough, but when your body starts giving out, you have to listen to it, because burnout is real. So that's around the time I started getting sick, and at that time I had 2 speaking engagements at the end of March. So I was hanging on by a thread at those speaking engagements, and everything went well, but it was still a very scary experience, which resulted me actually going to the ER on April 1st, because every time I would try to go to sleep, I wouldn't be able to breathe. Like, I would wake up gasping for air, and so I thought like maybe I had pneumonia. And so I remember researching pneumonia, and I really didn't fall under a lot of the categories, but I was just wondering why I couldn't breathe. So I took myself to the emergency room, and they did like scans on my chest, and they gave me some medication to try to get rid of my cold and my severe cough that I had, and nothing seemed to work until one day my professor asked how much was on my load, because I think I was in class and that was day 4 of me not sleeping, like literally not sleeping. I would probably sleep for 1 or 2 hours, and then I would have to wake up for work. And she asked me how much was on my load, and she said, you have to do something about this. You have to take off. And I was just really frantic, because I was like, I'm going to be off for a month in May, and I don't want to have to take off in April. And she said, well, what's more important, your health or work? Hopefully your job understands. And so my job was very understanding, because they saw me fight through that sickness for at least a month. So finally in April I cracked, and I was like, I need a week off just to recharge. And you know, I didn't have a week off from school, unfortunately, but just to have that week off from the mental stresses of work helped. And when I went back to work, I felt so rejuvenated. I mean, I was still sick, but physically, I wasn't physically exhausted, because I was able to get the rest that I needed, which was so important, y'all. Like, it's so important to listen to your body. So I'm so glad that I took that week off and felt rejuvenated. However, I was still sick. Even during that time, God was just showing me how I had so much on my plate, and I really have to learn how to prioritize a little better and set better boundaries, which I thought I was doing great at. But hey, it was just that season where I had a lot on my plate, and it was a big lesson learned. But yeah, May came, and that was the end of the semester, and it was very stressful, because all of my schoolwork was literally due at the same time, because it's the end of the semester, and you know how professors are. So I was just really just trying to make it, and just remembering that I have a vacation at the end of May. So I held on and completed all my assignments, and got great grades for the semester, and all that hard work paid off. And so after the semester ended in May, I thought about jumping back on YouTube, because I'm like, man, it's been some time, but I also just wanted to be in the moment before my summer classes started. So I enjoyed that month that I had off. During that time, I had another speaking engagement. I did a storytelling piece at the Stomping Ground Comedy Club in Dallas, and so I was one of the storytellers. It was 2 comedians and 4 storytellers. I was the storyteller, and it was the most awesome experience ever. It taught me a lot about myself, that one, I have to push past my own thoughts mentally, and 2, it just was a different style of speaking that I really enjoyed. So I definitely want to incorporate storytelling going forward when I do public speaking. So once again, Dr. G, if you are watching this, thank you for the opportunity. Miss Sydney Plant, if you're watching this, thank you for the opportunity, because I feel like it really shaped and it molded me. So plug, if you don't know what Black Girl Candor is, Black Girl Candor, I'm putting 2 of the things together. They have a show coming out called Black Girl Magic, which is actually July 13th, but their group is called Women of Candor, and it's just a bold, expressive group of African American women. It gives African American women a chance to have a platform to share their voice and tell their stories in the most expressive and candid, candor, dramatic way. And so that was their debut show that I was in, which was May 25th. That was their first time coming together and performing under the organization that they created, and they chose me to be a storyteller, and it was the most amazing experience. And right after that, I caught a flight to DC. So I was in DC for about a week from May 28th to June 3rd. And it was the best experience ever to be out there for a whole week and really just feel like a local. And right when I came back, I hit the ground running because I had to start my new internship and training and everything. So I feel like I'm just now starting to have a break. Today is June 14th. So had my week of training, and this is the second week. So I felt like, okay, it's a good time to get back on YouTube and just kind of update people. But yeah, that's what was going on with me. Speaking engagements and me being sick, I'm just now starting to feel better. Like, my cough lasted from mid-March to like May. I was sick for 2 months, but physically exhausted for only like a month and a half. So that rest was definitely needed. I just learned that you have to listen to your body. If your body is going through burnout, stress, and anxiety, you have to listen to it, because stress can kill you. And I found out, I didn't even mention, I found out during that time like why I couldn't sleep and why I kept waking up gasping for air. I was having panic attacks in my sleep, and I mean, the doctor didn't tell me that, but I realized that's all the symptoms in a panic attack, and my body was so tense and so stressed. It was holding on to that, and even when it was time for me to unwind and relax, my body couldn't relax. It was still just holding on to all of that, which was very traumatic. So to me, that was a very traumatic experience, going to the ER, having insomnia for 7 days straight, being very mentally and physically, emotionally exhausted and fatigued. That's trauma. Everybody categorizes trauma different. But that was a traumatic event for me, and so my body was holding on to all of that stress and trauma and anxiety to the point where I wasn't even getting quality sleep. But yeah, so that's what's been going on with me. I'm excited to be back. Hair. I definitely want to do some hair videos. I know that was completely random, but I wanted to talk about some of the videos that I am going to start throwing out here. I definitely have some hair videos in the work. Have y'all heard about that wet look for naturals? I'm gonna try to attempt that because obviously I am natural, and it's funny that that's now a look, because I remember my aunt used to wear her hair just slicked back and just wavy and curly all the time. But I'm gonna try that, and I think I'm gonna be bold enough to film it on camera. So if you want to see the wet look, give this video a thumbs up, because I'm excited to show it to y'all. But if y'all really not interested in it, I won't do it. But I definitely want to do that. Like I said before, I promised y'all some makeup videos. I'm gonna definitely do some makeup videos, and then I'm working on a project with a friend, and I'm so excited to collab with her. So hopefully some of that footage can be shown on here. If not, I'll direct y'all to where it's going to be shown. But I wanted to throw that out there. It's not coming anytime soon, like within a week or two. It's still under the works. It's still being worked on, but I can't wait to just share everything that's been going on with me. But yes, so I'm in my last few months of my graduate career in school. I am finishing up my internship hours, and then I walk the stage in December. And I am so excited. It's been a long 3 years, and your girl is tired. And I'm like, this is just the beginning. Why are you tired? But I am exhausted. So I'm gonna be excited to finally walk the stage. I have an exam in July, and then I take my national certified counseling examination in October. I take it in October, and that's for my actual licensure. So it's a board exam. So I'm definitely going to be in the book studying, but when I can, I'm gonna jump back in front of the camera and give y'all some videos. But I did want to just throw out there that I probably won't be as consistent as I used to be, where I was doing videos every week, because your girl's a whole adult and life happens, and right now I'm adulting and I am trying to juggle, balance, and do everything with excellence. And I'm definitely leaning on God's grace and strength. But just know that I have not forsaken y'all. I have not forgotten about y'all. So if y'all still rocking with me, thank you. More videos are coming, and yeah, I feel like at this point I'm just rambling. But thank you for coming to my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, throw some comments down there, whatever you want to see next. And as always, be inspired, be empowered, be bold, and be you. Until next time.